Thank you, Eric. That is, I'm going to have to live up to this. But I did a new PowerPoint this morning that I sent you, so this one's a bit different. And I'm excited to share Guyana Goldstrike and the company with you. There we go here. Oh, what did I do? Oh, there we go. Back that up. Okay. There we go. So, Bitcoin is the new gold. Eric, have you set me up?
Well,
Manuel, was this you?
Probably Manuel, because I've lost the show.
I don't know anything about Bitcoin. What is this? I'm here to present Goldstrike.
So Philip is happy that his video did not work.
All right. Well, I'm not intimidated by Bitcoin. Is anyone intimidated by Bitcoin? No. And you know, I don't even think gold is going to be intimidated by Bitcoin. I want to see these slides that you've presented here. Let's take a look. I think we're going to be fine. What's this? Search queries. This is search queries on Google, I guess. Buy Bitcoin versus buy gold. Well, I think gold. What is this? More people are searching buy Bitcoin? This is not good. This is making me look bad. Eric's to blame. Oh, let's see this one. Bitcoin price blows past. Gold's 1,200, 1,250, 1,300. This is way past gold. How's this supposed to help me? Percentage of millennials who would prefer $1,000 in Bitcoin to $1,000 in gold. Well, we should be, what is 20% almost? Want Bitcoin rather than gold? My goodness, this is not good. I don't feel confident on stage here. I knew you set me up. Millennials trust Bitcoin more than traditional banks. Over almost 40%. This is... Keep calm and stop the madness. Let's stop the madness right now. Let's try to understand this. All right, let's put things into perspective a bit. Putting money into perspective. Here we go. All the money, 83 trillion. All the money in the world, or probably close to it. Then the stock markets, 66 trillion. Physical gold. The gold market. Thank you. Finally, my faith is being restored here a bit. The gold market is very good here. That's good. US dollars in circulation, Apple, Amazon, cryptocurrencies. Here we go, Bitcoin. Bill Gates, Larry Page. Bitcoin right there, 40 billion. Hey, you know what? 40 billion is not too bad. Definitely isn't over here. Definitely is not the gold market. So I'm feeling a bit better about things. Here's another way to look at it. Gold, physical currencies, comparing the world's money markets. Cryptocurrencies, not too much here. Okay, that's nice. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Here's another good one. Mainstream assets. Of course, real estate. Everyone gets that. Debt. Everyone gets that. Equities. Okay, very good. Gold and silver. I'm very happy gold and silver are on here. That's good. And we're talking $1 trillion. Okay, I think I'm doing the right thing with gold exploration here. Central banks. Let's see what the central banks are doing. 2009 to 2015 here. They're buying more gold. Good. I'm glad they're not buying cryptocurrencies. Maybe they will, but not so much now. Here's another one. Performance of reserve assets. Okay, so this is the reserve banks, reserve assets, and this is how they perform. Gold here. Okay, they're getting very, very good value out of their gold assets. More so than the T-bills. That's starting to make sense now in terms of central banking. This is what we're seeing. Okay, European Central Bank. This is their gold asset right here. I'm starting to get this. Gold is foundational. Central banks, the world economy needs foundational, reliable assets. And gold is that. Am I saying, or are we seeing that cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin isn't a market or a market where we can make money? No, of course not. There's money being made, very good money. And it's a market that'll probably be around for quite some time. Let's try to maybe get a better understanding of it. Here's a cryptocurrency, one coin. But now this is starting to make sense. It's one that is involved or backed by gold. In gold we trust. So maybe what we're learning here is to not be fooled by counterfeits. Don't ever think that Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is gold. Gold is gold. And we can have a whole 20 minutes on why gold is gold. We won't go into that today. But he who has gold rules. Central banks have gold. The financial global system has gold. And they rule right now. So again, keep calm and stop the madness. What is Bitcoin? What is cryptocurrency? I believe that it's an alternative payment method. Like a credit card, like a debit card. It's another way. And unfortunately for most of us in the room, it's one that we're trying to wrap our heads around or understand, but the millennials are getting it. So the millennials are really driving this. And they're getting it and they're picking it up. As an example, how many in the room here have a cryptocurrency wallet? I don't. One? My goodness. So we all either have to maybe figure out how to get one or learn more about it, or we're kind of out of the loop a little bit. Because if this room was full of millennials, probably we'd be up to 30%, maybe 20, 30%, something like that. So that's what we're looking at. This is the reality of our marketplace. It's the 1 trillion club. It's global. It's all around the world. It's interesting. That's supposed to be North America, Europe, Asia. And this market depends on the foundational strength, asset value of gold. Cryptocurrency may have a role in this, but it is not a paradigm shift to any degree. Crypto for the people. This is really what's kind of happening. It's what's happening. Control of your money for the millennials. Control over point of purchase. Away from the government and institutions. And this is what Eric was talking about, a crisis, right? A movement away from central banks, of feeling that the control of everything. It's a language that millennials understand. Okay, thank you. Now I can get back to gold, Guyana Goldstrike. So I thought that was just a nice little intro in terms of what's happening in the environment. A lot of people are talking about Bitcoin, and I'm in the gold business, gold exploration and development business, so to some degree it's pertinent because people do come up and ask me, what about Bitcoin, and how do you see are you threatened by it? So I'm not, and I hope you can see why I'm not. Gold is gold. Invest in gold. Invest in gold producers. No, invest in gold exploration and development companies. Claude, why? Because discoveries can provide very attractive returns. Right, Claude? All right, thank you. This is our first dory bars that we poured on our site. So we are in Guyana, as Eric told us, which is in between Suriname and Venezuela. We feel that it is an area that has been overlooked and underexplored. It has geological continuity with West Africa, and so the Guyana Shield, which is the bearing geological host area or rock, has not been properly explored, and so there's great, tremendous upside. And so we're fortunate enough when we closed our deal, the project, and brought it into the company in March, that it came with an established mining license. And this mining license allows us to extract gold, or have gold extracted, and pour it into dory bars, and then take that to the Guyana Gold Board and sell it. So we're actually a rare junior that has some revenue from royalty sales. And so far this year we've done 170,000 US just by doing this. We have alluvial miners on our property. They kind of mine for a living for themselves and their families, and they give us a royalty. We take that royalty in gold, we pour dory bars, and it's a nice scenario. So again, we have a permitted mining license, we have excellent infrastructure, all season access to the property. We are actually permitting for an airstrip. We have a very good share structure, under 40 million shares out. We have the revenue generator that I just spoke to, and also potential to generate revenue from what's called golden saprolite. Saprolite basically being soft, weathered rock that you'll find at surface down to maybe 30 meters or so. and just a little bit different from the hard rock. The hard rock comes below that. So we have an ability to exploit that and generate revenue as well. We are exploration focused, and I'll get into that a bit more, and we have a very experienced management team. Management. Thank you, Eric. And I would focus on, not myself at all, but I would focus on Marshall Mintz. What does management mean? It's not necessarily the office or myself or the suits. It's really the people on the ground. And if you're looking to invest in a company that does business somewhere else in the world, it's important to know that the boots on the ground have the experience and the know-how to execute. And we believe we do with Marshall Mintz. Marshall has been doing business in Guyana for 15 years. And so what that translates is that he knows how to do business there. He knows the individuals. He has access to the right people in terms of politics and in government and in the ministry. And he also knows the property. And that gives us and investors a real good sense of comfort that we are able to articulate what we want for a company and articulate that into successes in the ground and execution. In our business, it's all about execution. And someone like Marshall Mintz definitely allows us to execute, or puts us in a position to execute. Okay, why do we like Guyana? British common law, English speaking, democratically elected, all very good. Decent corporate tax, it has an established mining act. As I've spoken to, very good potential for gold production and underexplored. We like all of these things. It's a good region to look at. And we feel we're early in looking at the region, and that way we get a little bit more of the upside. We look at what's happening here. We have established companies that are performing in the north. We're in the south. And again, we believe that we're on the forefront here of identifying what potentially is a second belt. And so there's opportunity to acquire other properties and grow our position there. And that's something that it's part of our strategy moving forward. So we're down here. Georgetown is right there. You fly into Georgetown. You can fly into Lethem. And once the airstrip's there, it's a 30-minute flight from Lethem to our airstrip. So that's very convenient. I mentioned very early on that we have geological continuity with West Africa. So at one time, South America and Africa were connected, Pangea. And so you're going to find very similar grades. We have an established mining camp from previous operators that have spent $30 million on the property. These are the core shacks, very established. We have a full-time crew on site there. This is the royalties that I mentioned earlier. So here's our property. We have the Mazoa Hill Zone, and to the north we have the Marudi target area, which is more of a greener exploration. This is trenching that was done in 2012. Mazoa Hill, we are currently, we have a historic resource there of just under 400,000 ounces. We are in the process of bringing that into a compliant, updated mineral resource estimate, and we should have that before Christmas. So we're very excited about that. Marudi North, we're going to do some more work, some trenching, sampling, do some more drilling, and build that area up. And then when we're in a position, we'll upgrade that to a resource as well. This is very, very key. What you're looking at here, all the exploration has been spent so far to date by ourselves and prior operators in this area here. Here's the mining camp. This represents 5% of the property. 95% of the property is unexplored. Hasn't even had an airborne flown over it. And so there's tremendous opportunity when we speak of an ability to get to 2 million ounces, for example. That's real with the exploration upside that we have on this property. Here's some of the drill results from the zone that was to the south there, Mazoa Hill. Really good numbers. 6 meters of 14, 33 meters of 1.6, 25 meters of 3.7, 37 meters of 2.5. Very, very good grades. What we did with the legacy data, we digitized it. It was all paper-based, put it into some models and ran those models, and this is a shot of that. What I want you to take away from this, this is Mazoa Hill, is that basically the red is the higher grade gold, and it's also identified not only by color but by size, so you could give you a sense of what we're looking at. This zone is still open in a number of directions laterally, and it's also open at depth. As you can see, we got some good hits down below here. And this is about 200 meters. This is Mazoe Hill, a lot less drilling. We got to do more work on this area, but again, we're getting some really good grades, and we just need to drill some more and work on the consistency. Lots of exploration upside. We're sampling right now. We're looking at new zones and new areas. We're going to do some trenching. Mining license I already spoke to. It's really nice on day one to have a mining license in place. It saves us not only on money, and I just kind of threw that maybe 300,000, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit more, a little bit less, but it saves us on time. The previous operator spent 6 years getting a mining license. And as an investor, if you're waiting to get to that point to generate revenue, you're a patient investor. For us, we have that, and it puts us in a good position to take advantage of that and generate further revenues. Again, the saprolite, good revenue opportunity. There hasn't been very much work. We're guessing, but we feel that there can be a substantial amount of ounces there. Okay, this is, I'm getting close to the end here because I think I'm getting tight on time, but this is a shot of our peers here. Guyana Goldfields is really the poster boy, almost $1 billion company, 460, and then everyone else here is trying to get close to what their successes are. Troy Resources, Australian company, a $50 million market cap, Sand Spring, 40 million. Alicanto, funded by Barrick, 15 million. And then here we are. We're trading at the 35-cent level, not bad. However, very low market cap. We're a small company, 16 million, compared to some of the excellent companies that are here today. But let me say, every boy dreams of being a man. Yeah. What I like about this Guyana Goldfields is really this is our model. They have a mix of saprolite and hard rock in their production. Their recoveries are 94, 97%, very, very good. And you can see they're all in. Their sustaining is 750. We're going to be just pretty much like that when we get to that point. So they're our model. We're not reinventing the wheel here in Guyana. So here's just a final snapshot again, 37 million outstanding. 35 cents. Our enterprise value of our peers that I just showed you is $46 an ounce. We're currently at our current price, $23 an ounce. I have a research report that you can come back and see me that was done up that's giving us a current day valuation of 60 cents. And let me also add that thank you to the Bali family. They've been excellent supporters and shareholders, personal shareholders, and through the network. Part of coming here is also that I've set aside an opportunity for some financing, as we are doing a financing, and it's just set aside to open up for anyone that's interested here. Please come and see me and we can talk through the details. We've spoken to all that in terms of the closing, and all I want to say is thank you for your time. Two questions? One question? Any questions? Yes, correct. When did you move? No, I'm still involved. So part of what we're establishing in Vancouver is a management network group. And so there's crossover between, when you find a good team and you have a team that knows how to execute and understands execution, you generally want to work with them and move from opportunity to opportunity. And partly what we do also is public market restructuring. And so we'll have sometimes 2 or 3 companies that are under our umbrella. And if you look at them, you'll see some shared management and shared expertise in directorship as well. And that's all part of relationship building, and part of what we do when we come here is building those relationships. And we want shareholders to also migrate and move with us and participate as we move forward as well. Thank you. Good question.
But I have another question. The stock was 1 cent before, right? Did you reverse? Or?
This one here?
Yeah.
This was a restructured shell. Okay. Yeah, very good. And so it did go through a reverse. So the prior management group basically was not able to move business forward. They were in a different business. They were in a different exploration business. We stepped in. The company was restructured. It was already cleaned up in terms of the share side before we got involved. But we step in, they step away from the deal, we step in as the new management and new directorship.
So you still have a lot of shares out there. What was the split done at?
It was I believe it was a 20 for 1.
20 for 1.
Yeah.
So this company has 1 billion shares? Or?
This company here has 37 million shares out.
Now, okay. So
Yeah, it's good. Okay, good.
no, I think it's good.
Thank you.